Bloodhound is a Doom-esque boomer shooter developed by K&F Productions as their debut game and is stamped with a $13 price tag on Steam. The game's story doesn't even exist. Not in the game anyway, so I'm going to say that it doesn't at all. People shouldn't be required to get the game's lore from the Dad Blame Steam page. So, does the gameplay hold up? Well enough to account for the lack of story? You play as a demon slayer with 10 weapons to unlock as the game progresses, and 17 enemy types to kill across 5 separate acts, each with a boss at the end of them. You shoot, saw, and slice your way through enemies in a fairly consistently paced game, where speed can be your greatest ally and in some levels your greatest enemy. Some enemies require some semblance of strategy. They can block bullets if shot too close to their melee weapons, so go for the legs. Some explode, some shoot, and some melee. Some have shields that you have to work around. You get the idea. The hitboxes seem to work fine at least, although the enemy's attacks are projected kinda weirdly. Some hit you the moment they fire with no way to avoid it, and others have the projectile noticeably coming at you. That discrepancy made the game feel cheap at times, which I wasn't fond of. Sadly, it's an extremely short and very repetitive experience with no level select, which also hurts the initiative for speedrunners. The bosses alone aren't bad, but they're not very memorable either, with some not being able to hit you if you just walk around them in circles like a shark circling prey, relying on mobs to gank you into submission instead. There are power-ups from an hourglass that slows time, a golden bullet to make it so your ammo doesn't deplete, and a demon form you can transform into that makes you invincible and more powerful, reminiscent of going berserk in Doom. In easy difficulties, each power-up can be used in the boss fights, but that changes on the harder ones, which is ironic given that easy is too easy to even worry about using them to begin with. There are collared gates and collar keys to go with them, just like Doom, with a few levers here and there that you have to pull as well. The enemies usually spawn once something gets accomplished, immediately surrounding you instead of you being able to clear places out and backtrack freely, which is what made Doom's level so rewarding. The music bangs when the combat starts, and it's really good. Unless you're a content creator, then it's really bad. I learned this when I tried to show it like always, and I got claimed for it, so that's another thing that really hurts speedrunners. There's a nudity toggle, but not a streamer one, which is a really big shame. So, do I recommend this game? Yes and no. The enemy variety keeps the short experience engaging, but the replayability doesn't really exist, which is something that would really be helped with a level select. Though weapons are fun to use with good gunplay and alternate modes for most, including dual wielding, the crossbow bolts can explode anywhere, like right after you shoot it, which makes it really good for crowd control, but it doesn't really innovate on any of the weapons in any other regard. The music kills any initiative to create content for the game when other games in the genre allow for copyright-free music. Getting hit can feel cheap at times, and it's hard not to get bored by the repetition. This is a good time waster though. It's a game to play for fun if you just want to burn a few hours. Whenever you save your game, it saves in the exact moment you are in, which makes it a good pick up and play for the busiest of those among us. If you enjoy boomer shooters in general, you will have a little bit of fun with it as well. I just don't recommend it till it's on sale. It's not a bad game by any means. It's just not worth the price of admission unless you're absolutely sure you'll have fun in the 8-ish hours it may take to beat it and explore every corner. For a developer's first game, it is really good. They all have good hallmarks behind them. They're from like Techland and other similar game development studios, so they do have something that they can put on their resume and say that, hey, we have experience. And this is another thing that they can say they're experienced in making now, a boomer shooter, but it's just not worth $13. Not in its current state. There are other things that also bog it down, like the fact that whenever there is a clear area where you can see an enemy through bars, you can't shoot the enemy through those bars. There is an invisible wall there. The hit detection is making it so you can't shoot enemies unless you're like able to see them clearly. You can't shoot half their body if it's hanging out from a corner sometimes. It's stuff like that that just drags the experience down, bogs it down a little bit, and makes it so I can't say go out and get it, because I can't. But if the gameplay, as you've seen here, looks like something that you would find fun, then go ahead and look at it, look into it, see when it's on sale, save it on a wish list so you get notified, keep it in mind because it's not a bad game by any means, it's just not worth $13. Not when you can get other games on sale for less than that have far more hours of content that may not even just be filler content. Like you can get a Batman Arkham game and have a lot more fun, and you could get the whole trilogy for $13 sometimes, so I just can't recommend it for that. $7, $8 maybe, 40, 30, 50% off. Just keep it in mind for any other time, just not right now. For more news, reviews, and whatever we choose, stay tuned to Nerdsfeed. Have a great day.